Number 1. Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch tops the ACS power rankings heading into race 1 of the 2019 playoffs. Rowdy is the regular season champion, posting a phenomenal 2019 campaign thus far. He's posted 4 wins, 13 top 5s, and 21 top 10s in 26 races. He more than earned the extra playoff points heading into Vegas. Number 2. Denny Hamlin. Denny has certainly lived up to his nickname down the stretch of the regular season. He has delivered 2 wins in that span and matched his teammate with 13 top 5s. I believe Denny Hamlin is a serious threat heading into the playoffs. Number 3. Kevin Harvick. Happy found his groove this summer just as his boss, Tony Stewart, would famously do en route to multiple chances at a championship throughout the mid-2000s. Harvick has an extra jump to his step heading into Vegas this weekend after a dominating victory at the Yard of Bricks. Number 4. ERIK Jones. That Jones boy is definitely going to be one to watch this weekend. He's also kicked it up a notch over the summer and finally jumped over the hump and got his first win of the season at the Southern 500. He may have had a horrific crash at the Brickyard, but that should not derail his momentum throughout the playoffs. Number 5. Martin Truex Jr. Arguably the best driver this season up until late August, Truex has hit a dull point in his 2019 season. He was a non-factor at both Darlington and the Brickyard and had issues at Bristol a week before the off weekend. Truex and Colburn are too good to be quiet for too long. Look for Truex to take over once again starting this weekend in Vegas. Number 6. Kurt Busch. Kurt Busch has sized himself up all season long for a fruitful postseason. In his first time at CGR, he has outclassed the guy that used to be in his seat by scoring 5 top 5s and 14 top 10s, along with a thrilling victory at Kentucky. Jamie McMurray only sniffed the top 5 twice and collected only 8 top 10s. Hopefully Kurt Busch doesn't kill his momentum after a strong run at Darlington and a valiant effort at Indy before he was collected in an early final stage crash, which also took out Jimmy Johnson. Number 7. Kyle Larson. I still cannot believe this kid hasn't won since Richmond 2017. Kyle Larson is too good and too talented to be quiet for much longer. He was knocking on the door at the Brickyard 400 before a problem with his gas pedal in a late race crash ended his run at Kissing the Bricks. Not to mention how well he ran at Darlington. I believe if Larson's car doesn't fail him, he could have a realistic shot at Homestead. Number 8. William Byron. What is up with Willie B? He's quietly put up stellar numbers for a second-year driver with his new crew chief on the box, Chad Knaus. William still has a long ways to go before he is competing for wins, but he could quietly point his way into the round of 8. 4 poles, 3 top 5s, and 8 top 10s is a solid start. Number 9. Ryan Blaney. YRB showed me a lot at Indy. Once you started to think he was going to have a forgetful playoff, he shows up at one of the most prestigious races of the year and gives Kevin Harvick a run for his money. Blaney leaps ahead of his teammates Logano and Keselowski, not because they've had bad seasons, but I expect more out of those two. Blaney really impressed me, and hopefully he can use this momentum wisely. He only has a 3-point cushion over 13th, so he needs to watch his stage points carefully. Number 10. Joey Logano. The reigning champion has had an extremely weird 2019 season. At some points he looked like the champion he is, and others he's competing with Newman and Johnson for 13th. He had a promising showing at Indy, which is a good sign for the champ. I'm putting a lot of pressure on him and look for him to make a big jump next week after Vegas, where he is your most recent winner. Number 11. Brad Keselowski. Big Bad Brad seems to have lost his magic since May. He's seen plenty of ups and downs over the summer months. Brad still holds the title for second most laps led this season at 966, but just like Joey, I want to see more out of Brad. I want to see him return to his beginning of the season form when he was a force to win each and every week. Number 12. Alex Bowman. Alex sure looked like a great dark horse pick after his win at Chicagoland. But since his first career win, Alex has only scored a top 10 finish once in the last 9 races of the 2019 regular season. Bowman has a lot to work to do if he wants to return to his middle-of-the-season magic he once had. Number 13. Clint Bowyer. Clint went from a round of 8 lock at the beginning of the season to almost missing the playoffs by the end of the regular season. Luckily, he is in through some consistent runs during the last 3 races, and maybe that was the wake-up call that team needed. But as of now, I'm worried he may not even make it out of the round of 16. Number 14. Ryan Newman. This season has 2014 vibes to me. NEWMAN is posting consistent numbers, and with a points reset, he could be looking like another dark horse. If he keeps posting top 10 to top 12 finishes these first 3 races, he could be in the round of 12. NEWMAN is the type of driver everyone needs to eliminate early, because the longer he sticks around, the more dangerous he becomes. Number 15, Chase Elliott. Yeah, I for one was not impressed with Chase Elliott this summer. Chase Elliott had posted 5 top 5s in a row from Talladega through Pocono in May and June. Chase looked like a potential Final Four pick, but then he started having car failures and wrecks throughout the summer. But he has had a win, 2 top 5s and 4 top 10s the last 5 races. The 9 team just doesn't feel like the same threat they were in May. Number 16, ERIK Almirola. ERIK was almost in the Final Four last year with a heartbreaking defeat at ISM Raceway last November. This year, he was one to watch with the way he and the entire SHR camp performed in 2018, but he and BOWYER laid an egg this summer and went ice cold. Luckily, Almirola kept himself clean enough to maintain his early season consistency. He falls dead last in my power rankings because I get the feeling he is one of the forgetful playoff contenders.